In today's tutorial, I'll show you how to do these adorable Mickey nails with a Halloween twist. My husband and I actually got to go to Disneyland a couple weeks ago. We postponed it for the last 2 years, so we were so excited when we were finally able to go, and it was Halloween time. So this is actually the manicure I did for the trip, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So let's get started. So because these are the actual nails that I wore to Disneyland, in this video I'll be starting from the very beginning and we'll be doing a full transformation. So because I am using gel, I will be doing all the necessary steps to prep my nails for gel. And I do have a full video about my nail care routine and how to apply gel. So I won't bug you with details in this video. I'll just link those for you if you're curious on how I do that. Once I have my nails all prepped and ready for gel, I'll be starting with a base coat, of course, and I apply a thin layer of that. I'm using the Bio Seaweed Gel one. I love this one. It holds my manicure on for a long time. This lasted a week and a half, and it actually is easier to remove if I use this base coat, so I love using it. Next, I'll be using the shade Milkshake, which is my favorite Your Nails But Better sheer pinky beige color, and I applied one coat of that to all of the nails that'll have a sheer base and then a design over top, and I did cure that. So on my index and ring fingernail, I did this color gradient on both hands, and for this nail I'm using a light purple. At the time I didn't have a really Halloween-y purple. I did buy one though, so next time I do this I'll be prepared, but I did have this really pretty pinky purpley sort of shade that was really fun, and it actually did work okay. To get that gradient look, I applied a little bit of that gel polish to the tip of my nail, and then I'm using a stiff square brush to feather that up. And I kept repeating this, building the color, and I actually did take the color a little bit higher each time so that when I feathered it out, it seemed more seamless. And I am curing between each coat, so you may not see that, but know that that is happening. I'm not just layering gel on top of gel and not curing. Then on my ring fingernail for this hand, I used a neon orange, and I did the same thing. You'll notice that the different colors you use are going to spread differently. This one I had a little bit harder of time because it was more pigmented, but I just kept a lint-free wipe next to me and I kept wiping that off, wiping the brush off on that and removing the extra pigment when I was feathering it on my nail, and that seemed to work well. Oh, also one thing to note, the base color that I used for this did not have a sticky layer when it cured. So if you're using a polish that does have a sticky layer, you might want to remove that, or else you might get some sticking and it won't spread out easily. Make sure that the very free edge of the nail is the most concentrated in color, and everything else is just going to naturally blend. Don't worry if it's looking a little uneven right now. Next, you're going to go back to that sheer beige pinky color and apply one more coat of that over top. Again, I did cure the orange before doing this. And then this is just going to smooth everything out and make it look a lot more seamless. And before I cured this nail, I popped on a little white star right on that orange area, and then I cured it. On the other gradient nail, I didn't do this because I wanted the white star to be on the top half of my nail, but I will apply one after I apply a top coat. Next, I'll be using the Platinum Diamond Magnetic Polish from F.U.N Lacquer, and I do have a video all about this if you're interested. And I applied this just to the top half of my nail and barely brought it onto the color portion of those gradient nails. I wanted this to be a barely there sparkle that you only see in certain light, so I wanted it to be visible up around the cuticle area of my nail, but then when I move my hand, it totally disappears. And I think it turned out really well. And while I still have that magnetic polish out, I applied a layer of that to my middle nail, and I did that whole magnetic thing. This is going to be the nail that I do the Minnie and Mickey design on. Then I applied a layer of no wipe top coat, and before I cure that, I'm going to attach one of those white glitter stars. And I also wanted to add a black glitter star to all these, but I didn't have any glitters, so I'm just going to freehand in a black star on each of those gradient nails with some black gel polish. And I did do that after I cured the top coat, so I'm not doing this on wet gel. Okay, that's 2 nails done. Now for the other ones. On my pinky nail, I'm going to be doing a very simple spiderweb design, and I'm going to be using this bright lime green color. I wanted to do neon versions of traditional Halloween colors because I was just really feeling that for this Disneyland trip, and I really like how they turned out. And spider webs are probably the most simple Halloween nail design to do in my opinion. You just make angled lines. I try to do at least 4 on my nail, and I center them all to one point, and I make sure that point is in a corner of my nail. It's just easier. And then I just create some U shapes for webbing in between those angled lines, and you have a spider web. Okay, now for the main event, we're going to be doing a Minnie ghost, and I am doing Minnie on this hand because she's the cutest, but I did do a Mickey ghost on my dominant hand, which looks not nearly as good, but you'll see that at the end. To do this, I'm creating a ghost shape, and I wanted this to be sort of drippy, but still cute, so I created a U shape, filled it in, and then some uneven drip shapes at the bottom. So it is a ghost shape, but also kind of like a popsicle. After that, I'm outlining the whole shape with black gel polish, and I am curing between each step here. You don't want any colors bleeding together. You want your lines nice and sharp. I did a ton of flash cures for this design just to make sure everything stayed in place. Now it's time for the ears, and I struggle with this the most. I can never get them perfectly even. I fiddled with this forever, and actually I ran out of fingernail space to make them perfectly even, but whatever. Then I'm going back in with the white gel, and I'm going to sharpen up and thin out that outline. This is the key to make it look like your lines are super sharp. Just go back over with that white and crispen everything up. Now I'm going to add her little bow, and I did this with that neon orange, and off camera I added some little yellow dots to kind of feel like candy corn or just a little extra detail. And now it's time to move on to the face features. I started with the nose area. This helped me center all of the other features, and it helped me make sure the eyes were in the correct place. They fall just below her bow, but just do the best you can. If you mess up, you can always go back in with that white and touch up the eye shape, or if you're using gel, you can even try to remove it and fix it before you cure it. And that's it. On my thumbnail, I just did a solid color with some extra stars. And now I'm going to finish with some cuticle oil because this design took so long and I definitely dried out my skin. But it was worth it. How adorable is this manicure? I think this might be my all-time favorite manicure. Yes, I did wear it to the happiest place on earth, so, you know, that just comes naturally. But it's just so cute and it makes me so happy. And I'm actually pretty proud of how the Minnie turned out. Mickey, not so much. But Minnie, she's cute. And I just want to let you guys know I have some Halloween videos planned for the upcoming weeks, so stay tuned for more Halloween content. If you decide to give this look a try, I would love to see a picture of your recreation, and you can share it with me on any of my social medias I have linked down below. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by, and I'll see you next time. Bye!